But the issue of road accident continues to be a source of worry. And that's why we here at Joy News are launching this campaign. Joy News editor Araba Kumsin is here to help us understand what this road safety is seeking to achieve. Araba, first of all, tell us why we're thinking of. I mean, I've indicated that we're doing this because we know the impact of road accident, but tell us a bit more about it.
So, Gifty, I mean, you just saw Maxwell's report. I mean, that's a harrowing incident. And I can imagine what the family members are feeling or going through right now.
It's just a story that numbs you.
Exactly. And we're seeing a lot more of these reports, you know, of road crashes. And it's interesting that when the year is drawing to a close, you hear a lot about these road crashes. We really don't understand why. So the import of this particular campaign really is to complement the efforts of the MTTD as well as the Road Safety Commission, you know, and their plans to educate and sensitize drivers as the year draws to a close. And also, it's based on the information we've received from the Road Safety Commission itself, its 2018 report. As of June 2018, we had 6,745 crashes. And 1,212 fatalities. That is people who die from road crashes. That's 1,212. This is just up until June. These are statistics up until June. 6,698 people suffered injuries, and 11,000, a little over 11,000 vehicles were involved in these crashes.
And I was speaking about those who suffer injuries. Now, some of these injuries, you would thank God that you didn't die, but some of the injuries are injuries that you can live with
for life,
and sometimes wish that you were actually dead because they maim you forever.
Exactly. And a friend of mine was just telling me that her cousin was involved in an accident and they had to amputate one of her legs. And you know, she's in an active profession, and so it sort of restricts her now. So she is living virtually like a vegetable now. You see, so and she was saying that she had wished that she was dead. You know, she's wishing death upon herself.
So, but it's good to have another shot at life, quite frankly. But then again, you can do a lot more to keep yourself safe. Now, if you look at the figures that Araba has just gone through, fatalities, and we just call it out, like 1,212 Araba. Those are human beings.
Exactly.
That's an Araba Kumsin. That's a Gifty and Dwapia. That's you who is watching, and that's why you need to stay safe, which is why we're doing this, Araba. So you have some more figures to take us through because this is just for 2018, right?
Exactly. So, and for the 2016 report, the deaths recorded were 2,084 as against 2,076 in 2017. So, the figure actually reduced from
1,212.
In 2016, so it reduced. So in 2016 it was 2,084.
So it reduced in
2017. Exactly. So but still is very worrying because 2,000 deaths is nothing to write. Is a lot to write home about. So in terms of injuries, from the road safety report in 2016, 10,438 people suffered injuries from road crashes, and in 2017, 12,166 people suffered injuries. So you can see there's a jump there. A little over 1,000 people suffered injuries from road crashes alone. So this is very dear to our hearts. It's important for us to sensitize and educate people. And so we will be doing this in conjunction with our colleagues at radio on Drive Time on Joy 99.7 FM because road safety is a shared and collective responsibility. So we'll be giving out tips like don't drive tired, stay alert, stay focused, wear your seatbelt and crash helmet if you're a motorist as well.
If you're driving, if you're riding a motor, and you also need to speak up. I mean, for most of us who are using public transport, you need to speak up. Speak up when the driver is speeding up.
Exactly.
Okay, Araba, hold on for me. Let me get on the line and speak to Nanaya Wakwada. He's the Executive Secretary of the Bureau of Public Safety. Nanaya, here at Joy News, we are running this campaign, and really, the issue of accidents on our roads is just something that keeps me and perhaps a lot of other people speechless, because we talk about it, but the figures always, you know, are either staying as they are or going up. you have some words to add. I don't know. I really don't know what question to ask you about this, because we've spoken about it so many times. People still keep crashing on the road.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and good afternoon to your viewers. As I engage your producer, I told just the same sentiments that you expressed now, that what else do we have to say about this? Because we have engaged in all the talk that we must. We have engaged in all the education that we have to do. And still, it does not appear that something significant is happening.
Perhaps we just have to keep talking about it and, you know, keep reminding people.
We, as an organization, we are risk strategizing. We have actually risk strategized.
Okay.
And I indicated to your producer, next week, God willing, we will be launching Public Safety and Crime Watch, you know, for Ghana. That's a surveillance that the Bureau of Public Safety have done. And this involves transportation and other areas, you know, within our society that we think that we can look, and with deeper attention we can make some reform. Okay. For instance, there is no reason why the statistics that you have shared with your viewers out there, there's no reason why it should not force a radical change within the light vehicle and driver licensing regime that we run in this country. There's absolutely no reason why. Okay. As I speak to you, per our statistics, every day we have at least 3 people, you know, recorded as casualties on our road. Elsewhere, this would have sparked a massive reform, a radical reform within our within that sector.
So you say your organization. So you say your organization is rolling out a campaign next week, which we're also doing same here at JoyNews. Tell us a bit more about what you're doing, so we can wrap up with that.
So we will be launching the Ghana's first Public Safety and Crime Watch report, and in that report we are going to detail. We have 7 pillars where we detail how Ghana fared under those 7 pillars, inclusive transportation, public disturbances. I'm actually sorry, I can't run you through all the 7 blocks, but these 7 issues were looked at. And it may interest you to know that of all these 7 issues,
it's okay if you can't remember all that you want to do, because we're running this through and through. We're here next week. We're talking about it, so we'll get in touch with you as well, so you can share that with us. But briefly wrap up for me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Well, Nana Akwada there. We'll be getting in touch with him. And you see, quite frankly, you run out of words, you run out of descriptions, you run out of advice, because we've said it all, we've done it all. So here at JoyNews, this is what we're doing, and as Araba explained, we will just be reminding you every day of why you need to keep yourself safe on the road. People don't drive well, Araba. People drive really carelessly, and sometimes driving alone on the streets of Accra can cause you a heart attack. I mean, people do things that just put you in a rage. And I think that maybe we should involve a little bit of emotional intelligence as well to driving and to driving lessons. But let me take your very final words. You shared some tips with us. How do you yourself keep safe on the road? Perhaps people are hoping to listen to advice from persons like yourself to drive well on the roads.
Well, you know, I used to be quite impatient on the road. Not that I drive fast and recklessly, but you know, people who might be driving slowly. So just recently, my horn was not working. Okay. And, you know, that taught me a valuable lesson, patience. Right. I'm not saying that when your horn doesn't work,
no, but you got to fix.
Use it.
You got to fix. But before you got to fix, it taught you patience.
Yeah, it did. So, I mean, I couldn't honk my horn, so I would wait patiently instead of
whatever
overtaking.
is happening.
Exactly. So oftentimes we are tempted to overtake, but we should, you know, just slow down and think about the consequences and just, you know, drive safely.
Because that decision you make could just cost your life or not. But you have to stay with me quite a while longer, because we have a campaign message today. This is it. safety tips. A few safety tips that we want to bring to your attention. More than 4 out of every 10 traffic deaths involve alcohol. Alcohol. Even small amount of alcohol can affect your judgment. You need to concentrate, reaction time, and your ability to drive. Those are very important. Now, if you drink, don't drive. If a friend or family member drinks, call them a cab or drive them home. And I've spoken to especially, well, I don't want to be gender biased, but I've spoken to especially young men or young friends of mine who would say, oh, we know this route, we know this car, we drink, but we're okay to go home. Well, just because you drank today and went home safely does not mean that you will always get home safely drunk. You need to do something about it. Now, this project, as I indicated, or as Araba said, is in partnership with Drive Time on Joy 99.7 FM, and we'll be bringing every day we'll bring you a message. Every day we'll bring you a reminder so you stay safe. It is a shared and collective responsibility. Don't drive tired. Be alert. Stay focused. You know, the seat belt. That is a lifesaver. You want to make that a habit. Keep your seat belt on and your crash helmet on. Speak up when the driver is speeding up. As we speak, it is still raining. You want to stay safe. When it rains, you know you have to drive slowly, right? Be careful on the road. Extra careful on the road.